Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan, joined here by the boys. They're back.
The boys.
What's up?
JJ, Tyrone.
It's
We're
JJ
back.
here.
Tyrone here.
What's up, guys? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It has.
Yeah.
How you guys been?
What a jump start.
What a
Good.
I thought you said what a chum starter, and I'm like, wait a second, what? I'm like, okay, so that's what it feels like to have JJ back on the channel, like, you know, yeah, getting demonetized.
No, I meant like what a jump start we had with the boys. I got right into it.
Okay, fair enough. Enough. Well, no, let's get into it. Basically, the boys in 3. I mean, well, just in general, how have you guys been? They haven't seen you guys since the Cobra Kai days right now.
Oh yeah, it has. Yeah.
Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy.
Still striking first.
Yeah.
Still striking
We
hard.
came off. Yeah. We got off great season of Cobra Kai. Great season of Boys. We got Obi-Wan, and I'm just starting Stranger Things tonight, maybe.
I'm still trying to catch on that as well. Yeah, it's oversaturation right now. Too much content.
Yeah. I actually did finish Stranger Things, but like I said, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, like the episodes are like movies. Like some of them are like
I know
over an hour and a half long. So
damn!
You need to put in some time for these episodes. Yeah, like so.
Yeah.
I just
it's weird, you know, because Stranger Things even had like a break schedule type of thing. Like they put out the first half of the season like 2 weeks, like at the beginning of last month, and then they dropped the final half of the season the end of last month. But like I noticed like nobody really talked about it. Like
Stranger Things.
Nobody talked about.
No,
I was going to say nobody talked about it when the first half dropped because I didn't hear anybody talking about it, but I did start hearing when.
Yeah. Actually, it all dropped on the 27th.
Oh, what?
All 6 episodes. Yeah, and then the second half would drop in July. Or that's
what I heard too.
Final 2 episodes will drop in July. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not finished then. The season's not finished.
No, it's not finished. No.
Oh, okay. So
it's weird because
go ahead.
There's like 6 episodes, and then it's like 2 episodes, right?
Yeah. Well,
and that's like the weirdest I've ever heard.
Yeah. It's 7 and 2, yeah, like 9 episodes. But
yeah, it's like, why would they do 2 split?
I don't know.
Probably because they're like supposed to be probably the most impactful. Like Tyrone is saying, if they're like over an hour or so, that's like a short 90s movie basically. So I could kind of get that.
True.
Like, you want to watch it. I'm sure people are gonna binge those last 2, and they want that lasting impact basically. But
and they're probably gonna be long.
Yeah, I know, and I'm cool.
I would just split it in half.
I'm cool with it. Like Netflix playing around with their like release schedule like that. What I'm not a big fan of is what Disney and Amazon are doing, where they're dropping like 3 episodes at a time. And I think for some people it's fine. I think it's like as a consumer, I think it's fine because it's like, okay, it's Friday. Like in terms of the boys, it's Friday night. Let me just chill and let me watch 3 episodes and then start the weekend after that. With some like me, a content creator, then it's like, well, now I gotta rush and see how quickly I can edit all these. And I got 1 episode out, and then the rest of the weekend I was like, I'm too fried to edit this, so have to send it to
editor. That's tough.
It's really difficult. But what an impact thing. So the first episode, Tyrone and I were kind of talking about this, and I didn't realize it until I was editing, actually, was the dick hole was censored in the Japanese version. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yes. So I was under.
Oh, you're lucky.
If you see my full reaction, I'm under the understanding that was an anus, actually, because the way it was censored, it was really mosaicked. So, but I was, I was visibly a little confused because I'm like, wait, how did he prop his, booty hole on the table like that? And, I was totally thinking like Thanos. I was totally thinking like the whole Thanos Ant-Man meme that was going on during Endgame. And I was like, okay, he's going to go up his butt basically. But then, later I was like, wait a second, did he just go up his dick hole? I was like, wait a second, dude.
So you didn't see it?
Yeah.
Like, did you go back and like see
when I was
version or something?
No, when I was editing, I ended up grabbing the American version of it, and then I realized that it wasn't censored. And then also on top of that, when the termite would elongate, essentially, when he would get bigger, Amazon Japan, I think they cropped it in more, because I didn't realize until watching it with the American version is the fact that he gets big, right? But then the last thing that gets big is his dick. And I didn't
notice that.
Yeah. It's like a quick second, like he'll jump up and then a second later it goes like that.
I didn't know. See,
I didn't notice that.
Point miss.
There you go. It's crucial to the story. You need to know that kind of stuff. And so it took forever for me to edit that scene. And then obviously YouTube people were like, oh, you edited too much. I'm like, you really think I can show this on YouTube, dude? Like, come on.
Calm down.
And it was, what did you think of that scene? Because to me, I was like, I kind of remember us talking about that, because in season 1, I think they had that super party and there was the guy.
The guy jumped inside, right?
Vagina,
yeah.
Right? And then I think we mentioned something about that, and we talked a little bit about that. And when I saw that, I was like, did they fucking listen to our reaction? I think we said some things.
I totally think it was because of the whole Thanos Ant-Man meme that was
Probably
going on. Because even Paul Rudd commented on it. He was like, Ant-Man can go into any orifice, and he was just like, so I just wonder, why does everybody want me to go up the butt? Like, why the butt like that? Why not the ear? Why not the mouth like that? And so it was just a huge meme and shout outs to the Boyz writers for really paying attention to all the little details with I was laughing my ass off with the tiki torches.
Me too.
And like how woke everything. And then the what was that thing you're like the Queen Maeve's all-inclusive castle. I was like,
woke walk.
Yeah, and the BLM BLTs. I was like, yo, well, I was gonna say all they're missing is JJ's bisexual lighting, as he likes to call it.
That was in something recently though, but I can't remember. Maybe Obi-Wan or something.
Obi-Wan and bisexual lighting.
Yeah,
it was like I think it's kind of funny, dude. Like I like it. Some people were kind of mad because it was like it was the boys trying to go woke, but I was just like, nah, it's the boys making fun of the political commentary.
This is what I was going to say, because some parts you can look at the Boyz and see it woke, but other parts you can really see it anti-woke. For example, this dick shot, he goes in, it shows a dick, it's kind of woke, it's homosexual or whatever, but then you could be like, well, then he grew up and he just killed the guy.
Yep.
So you can see it as anti-woke. And same with the Queen Maeve thing too. You're like, oh, they're doing woke walk, blah, blah, Queen Maeve's the thing, but it's like, it's not really glorified. So it's almost both. That didn't look really good doing that.
I think what it is they're like making fun of corporations who go all like, just like we like a lot of people mention online, like it's June now, so you're gonna see a bunch of rainbow logos and stuff.
Oh yeah, Pride Month.
It's Pride Month because corporations doing the least that they have to do. Oh look, we're with you guys. Look at me.
Yeah.
Like,
No. That's exactly. You're exactly right. Like
exactly.
No, the beginning of this month, all the corporations started, bringing out the rainbow flag and all that, and Vought is no different from doing that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like they just go with the winds, and I think Homelander made a really good point about that. It's like, look, Homelander was dropping in views and popularity, so he was the out guy. But then suddenly, the moment he goes full blown white male appeal, he started trending again. Because I like that's exactly what they were trying to say. Like, you saw how his replacement, Mother's Milk's his wife's new boy toy how he was like staring at the TV, like, yeah. I'm like, I know exactly where they're going with this.
Oh,
yeah. It's
okay,
like,
I can see that now that you mentioned it, but I just thought it was his like, fuck it, you know what? I'm going Alex Jones style. I'm gonna tell you guys the fucking truth. I'm off the wall.
So that's what Homelander is doing. But the whole thing was like Homelander just only cares about himself. But the thing was that appealed to the white male audience. That's what they were trying to say.
Yeah.
And so that's why Ashley,
interesting.
Yeah, that's why Ashley was like psyched, because she was like, oh, you're actually trending now with the white male. What do they call it? The incels. You're trending with the incels.
What was the incels?
Yeah, you dropped in points with the minorities, and Homelander's like, whatever. Like, at least he's popular again, and therefore Vought is like, oh, okay, yeah, well, Homelander now has power again, so it's very interesting. So. Yeah,
it's kind of a social commentary on everything, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of good about that. As long as it's not,
it's awesome.
As long as they don't lose track of the actual main story, I think it works well. So because even the last season, Stormfront was like, look, people like what I have to say, they just don't like the word Nazi, and it's kind of like, and that was hot. They proved that with the Storm Riders are essentially supposed to be like the alt-right people, so it's very interesting how that all kind of works and comes together. So
and Stormfront is actually the name of a hate website anyway, isn't it?
Yep.
So,
boom. A what?
Yeah,
Stormfront
alt-right
is
website?
The name. No, a hate website. People always say alt-right, but because people always say,
sorry, I don't know what that is. What's a hate website?
I'm not a
hate website. You don't know what a hate website would be?
like
a website.
I'm guessing racist.
Racist.
Okay. I never heard it. Sorry.
No, I'm just like it kind of explains itself, JJ. Hate website.
It's not a club for haters, like fucking.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I was like, is it haters or is it like cyberbullying? I didn't know, and then I'm guessing it was like that. Like, it must be racist.
BLM website. Can I get a sandwich? Okay, fair enough. JJ's so pure, he has no hate in his heart that he wasn't able. Like, I mean, as a kid, I used to go to some of those hate websites, like the black hate websites, just to screw with people. And
they've been around that long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
I've like never heard of one.
Bro, there's like so many of those. Like, I used to go to some of those KKK websites just to see what people would say, and you would hear monkeys this, monkey that, and then you'd be like, oh, guess what, y'all, I'm black, and then they'd be like, oh, get out of here, like that. So
that's funny.
Yeah,
I remember when like chat rooms just started. Like, me and my cousin were 8, and we were like chatting up this girl. She's like, oh my god, I think I'm in love with you, and we're like, okay, we feel really bad. We have to tell her we're 2 8-year-olds on the internet. And it like crushed her soul. Damn. Like the very beginning of the internet.
Jail, baby.
But yeah, I didn't know that shit was there. I don't know. Went over my head.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
All right, guys. So let's talk about the actual storyline here. We got Homelander is on the verge of like losing his mind, so to speak. But he had his breakthrough in episode 3. He was up against a wall situation. And I in some ways I kind of felt bad for him in some sense, like because of the fact that people were just because people were dangling that over him. And he felt trapped like a tiger in a cage. I mean, he is the most powerful being. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, like Max, is that his name? Yeah, Max Stan. I always call him Gus. Like, they're playing with fire, dude. Like he'll like he might be a man child, but if he has a tantrum, everybody dies, type of thing. And I was like
we saw in season 2, right, where he imagined laser beaming the whole audience.
And he explained to Starlight at some point. He was like, you know what, release the tape. Like, as much as I love my public, because he, in a sense, the thing that's so dangerous is Homelander actually got a taste of what it's like for the public eye to see him in a negative sense. So he was like, you know what, this isn't so bad. Like, I'm okay with that type of thing. Like, I love the fame, but like he said, the second situation is not so bad for me. I'm still gonna be ruling this stuff. So
pretty much.
Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting how everybody was like dicking with him so much that I'm like, yo, nah. And then the whole co-captain situation, I'm like, that's like putting that's like putting like Jubilee in the Justice League next to Superman or something. I'm like, come on, come on,
Jubilee.
now. Yeah, come on now, Sparkles, like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Think about it, So
pretty much.
Like,
but I knew he was gonna crack, and it was always a question of when, because like we said in the very beginning of the Boys, where you and Dante were kind of on me, and I was like, yeah, if you had superpowers, you'd be a fucking villain at first, or you'd be playing with it, and you and Dante were like, no, you wouldn't. It's like, yeah, you would. And then he's getting all this shit on him, and he's like, yeah, I'm the most strongest fucking person on this planet. I could just kill you all.
Yeah.
And the opposite of his life, it's all this shit, and then it's just like, when's he gonna snap? And we got that. Now it's like, when's he gonna snap for real?
And he's got nothing. And he's got nothing to live for at that point. All right, he's got nothing to hold on for, because even his private hand jerker thing died.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, I felt like there were like two people keeping him from going crazy. It's gonna sound like a weird theory. It was Stormfront.
Oh, you're right.
And also, what's the A-Train? Because A-Train is the only person he was mean to constantly. He wasn't being fake nice to him. He was genuinely mean to him and talk crap. It was like essentially bullying him. And
what about the Deep?
The Deep too. But I think the Deep too. But the Deep act is like not even part of the 7 at that time. So he's not seeing him on a daily basis. Where A-Train, where I guess like you notice, like it was like one point where he got upset about something. I can't remember what the scene was, but then he saw A-Train coming in with his car. Like, where's you got that? It's like, oh, it's
yeah.
And he's like, no. And then he's like, you know what? I need to release some stress. So he fucking bullied him, and then he walked away. He felt better. So I think it's the hand jobs and him having someone to beat up on. Even if he wouldn't really hurt A-Train, he's like, no, I could kill you right now. Whatever, and just getting getting, I guess, the anger out on someone.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Good.
You're
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too.
Okay.
We could go on. I was just gonna say, since we mentioned Stormfront already, the suicide seems fake, doesn't it?
No.
Is it just me?
What? No. Because you think it was fake? No, because
it's a puddle of blood.
What? No, why? Because she bled out her mouth, dude. Like, yeah. She
took
bit
her body
her tongue.
away.
She bit her tongue.
That's what they said. What they said.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
They took her body away. Well, you okay. I will support your theory that it's possible that they faked her death because they didn't show her body.
Why would they do that?
And it was just a body bag.
They had a Homelander. They had a Homelander under control. Why would they?
Here's my thing. If they did kill her off, I think it's the biggest mistake and the stupidest thing they ever did. But because she makes him sane, and like people said, the way she died, the way she was, it mirrors Obi-Wan so much. It's fucking Vader.
You mean?
And then if she comes back robotic or something crazy, and then there's another like confrontation between him and there, like Stormfront was so diverse because there's two things she could have done.
So you think she's gonna come back as a cyborg zombie Vader Stormfront or something like that?
No, but you know what I mean. Like,
it
she could be the redemption, like not a redemption, but like, hold on, hear me out. If she was super evil and she did all her shit, like remember when she's like our Nazi group or whatever, and he was like, no. Like he wasn't fully on her side. So if she became like super evil, she manipulated him and she became like super bad girl, he could kill her and it totally changes Homelander's character a lot. Or if she's still alive, it gives like Homelander a team. You know what I mean? Rather than being solo. So it gives a lot of depth to his character by keeping her alive, whereas just killing her off, it's just like, okay,
the whole point was she was essentially just sea dumpster for
Vengeful.
like Madeline was, like keeping him in line, where that was like he's got a huge mother complex and a partnership complex. And so the whole thing about with Stormfront was, he was just like, I'm trying to make it as clean as possible for YouTube, but he needed her like, and she was still alive essentially to jerk him off all the time. And then that it was last scene that they had was, her whole thing was just destiny of having the master race finally come to light. And it took she said it took 100 years, but we finally found you. But Homelander literally was just like, look, that's not I am the master race, and all you need is me. And it was at that moment Stormfront just realized that, okay, I look like freaking Anakin Skywalker here, like burnt to a crisp. I literally have one limb left, and I can't control this guy, and I'm not going to seize this destiny. You know what? I'm out, basically. She had nothing left to live for at that point, because she realized that Homelander was never going to come around and help her with the mission. So that's why she killed herself. You could see it in her eyes. She was just like, oh my God, I'm done. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's fake, because I think, especially with the boys, I think she would go out with a bang. You know what I mean?
She did.
Like,
last season.
Everyone no, it's like, off-scene death. She bit her tongue. She comes out with a fucking thing over her. Come on, man.
Okay, all right.
I bet you.
Okay, I'm not. I like story-wise, I can't see it like that, but because the whole thing is like Homelander everything was perfect while Stormfront was alive, but it was Stormfront killing herself that made him flip or completely go all the way now. Into doing all that. Like, he didn't even save that girl, which was a funny tribute to the whole Superman building scene situation.
But here's the thing: if Stormfront was planning something, wouldn't she fake her death so that he would do that?
What would she be planning? Why would she the only thing that I could imagine is that she has regenerative abilities that she didn't even know that was possible. So like, she killed herself, but she's slowly coming back anyways, because she is the original she is the original Homelander, one of the first test subjects with that compound V that Homelander also was taking. So it is very possible that she could come back slowly, the same way where Black Noir is also one of the original one of the test subjects of that compound V. It's just with
and
Homelander,
he has regenerative.
You're right. With Homelander, they essentially perfected it at this point. With Black Noir and Stormfront, they were still kind of it's in its testing phases. Now, last I remember, Black, he's in a coma right now, right? Like, he had some
because of the allergy.
Right. They gave him a Milky Way or like a almond joy or something like that, and he started fizzing out, and so he's somewhere. We haven't seen him yet, but I guess the same thing is like, he has regenerative abilities as well, but he's like super zombified. Yeah.
So you're right. It could be slow.
Yeah, it could be.
So I guess I'm willing to accept the possibility that is a storyline in the future, and I could see them doing it. Like, basically, okay, I could accept it if it's someone trying to manipulate Homelander. Like, let's say someone who's like, let's say she does have more people supporting her. It's like, hey, look, we're gonna say you kill yourself because we want him to go off the rails and do something crazy, so that way, he can so he can give up worrying about his image and just do what we need him to do. So that's a possibility.
The only thing I could support with that is if somebody higher within the Storm Riders, basically. That's about it. Because Vought would never do that. Vought had Vought had Homelander and Stormfront under control, so that wouldn't be the situation there. It has to be something more. It would have to be like Storm Riders.
The only reason why I think she's alive is just because I think they really captured evil with that character.
Here's actually,
and it's so like it pisses off the woke. It captures evil, and you want her to die. And then when people were gang beating her, you could just see the faces of people like, yeah. And it's like, what? She survived? Like, it's so easy to pull puppet strings of audiences with that character.
Here's an interesting theory, because we haven't really shifting away from Homelander and moving on to the other the actual main story. It's less of Homelander, and it's actually about Vaught's control over the world and corporations and their influence, and particularly in Congress. Is Victoria Newman is a character that is pretty freaking dangerous, actually. I'm actually really surprised. I'm very curious, can Victoria Newman actually kill Homelander? Because
I would say,
right? All she has to do is actually look at a person and focus on it. Seems like she just needs to look at them and focus on a part of their body, and then they explode and shit. So, but
that's the thing I thought they did really well, is they showed her weakness. She has to look at them. So that's why, who was it that grabbed her face when they were fighting?
Whatever, that random dude. Yeah. Like, I think.
And I was just like, wow, that was such a good fight scene, because you could see fighting to get her superpower back. And it was like, there's the weakness of the one we thought was like Omega. She could make all their heads explode at once. And all it takes is, who knows, maybe our boy, now I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, you're talking about Wolverine?
Main boy.
Yeah.
All it would take for him to know that she can't look, and then to deceive a plan and put a blindfold on, whatever.
Now I'm blanking out on his name. Yeah, what the hell?
Butcher?
Yeah, Butcher. Thank you.
Butcher.
Jesus. Yeah.
Thank God you couldn't remember too. I was like, I'm full blown hard all of a sudden.
I was like, Jesus. But no, it's interesting because
that scene was awesome.
I really wonder if at some point is at what point will Gus Max be like, you know what, we can't deal with Homelander anymore. Like, everything is still in control within Max's world, essentially. But at some point, if honestly, if Homelander did go AWOL, essentially, I think Newman would be that only person that could take him out, essentially. But then once Homelander dies, that's where it gets messy, because it's kind of like they have to try to rebuild the entire brand of the Seven after that, and that's the messy part after that. So that'd be interesting.
Here's my theory. I think someone's going to find out that she has to look at them to do it, and then they're going to be like, deceive a plan, we got to kill her. But here's the other thing. If Homelander mirrors Superman, laser eyes, he has flight, he has everything.
There's no kryptonite in the voice.
I know, but I mean, that means he has one weakness. And so far, we've never seen it.
No, that's
Am
not
I correct?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's influence.
Weakness,
No, what I'm saying is Homelander has no weakness. That's the thing. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So then she couldn't kill him. Why would she be able to kill him?
No, that's what I'm wondering. It's possible.
Yeah. It's possible. Maybe she could make his head pop, but she could possibly make his head pop. But I think it would take a lot more effort on her part. It may not be so easy. So she could probably do it. And I predict at some point someone's going to take her eyes.
Yeah.
It sounds creepy. Like, at some point,
it's
they
too
just
strong.
Someone's going to take her eyes, or if not,
and it takes a bit. Didn't it? The bubbling,
because it's a nosebleed. I think it's a distance situation. Like, so when she's really close to you, it works a lot faster. But when she's at a distance, you get the nosebleed, and then after that, it pops like that. It would just.
She was in the background at that ending of season 2.
Yeah, she was outside.
Where all the hits pop.
Yeah,
No. So she was really close.
No. She was outside. You're talking about the church one. No, the leader of the church.
At the end of the season or whatever, with all the heads popping.
You're talking about the courtroom. No, in the courtroom scene.
Yeah, the courtroom.
She was there. She was there. That's why.
That's what I mean. So she was close.
Yeah, that's why it was so instant like that. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking. No, at the end of season 2 was the cult leader, the religious guy, and he was like, "What?" And then pow. No. Actually, he was drinking and pow.
Yeah.
That was funny. But I also think that was significant editing that was they wanted that like shock value, like like
True.
that. So yeah. So it's interesting.
Actually, sorry, real quick. That was another interesting thing. Like I think I mentioned it before, but the Deep to me is a very fascinating character. The way he's evolved and everything. And this, so far in these 3 episodes, we had 2 cool things. One, we can see that he's still being manipulated by that girl who's from the church, right?
Yep.
So he's still being manipulated by the church. And the second thing was the octopus scene. Holy shit, did I cringe on that.
I almost threw up. Dude. Like, that was
And we all live in Japan. Yep. We know that there's live squid.
Yeah.
But how they directed it, and it's like, he's telling me to stop. Yep. It was so
Look at Tyrone right now.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
he was like, he's praying now. He was like, he's praying now. And I was like,
he's like, he has a family.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? How
I've always felt that about even there's a food out here called awabi. Which is I don't even know what awabi is. That oyster or something like that? Like,
I think so.
It's like,
I think it's oyster.
But it basically looks like a giant vagina that wiggles. It's flabby, and when they cook it by fire, and it starts moving back and forth like a giant vagina tongue. And like I just cannot eat that thing.
Vagina tongue.
Yeah, man. It's like and like that. And it's crazy. Like, it's one of the most and it's like, I feel the same way. I've always felt that about like even seafood. Like I'll go to a nice restaurant and they got live crab and they're cooking it. I'm like, not. I need somebody to rip it. Like, I'll give it to my girlfriend and she'll tear it all open, and I'm like, and I'll just eat the meat part. But so that Deep situation was it was deep.
It was deep. Yeah.
So he has such a crazy character. I hope they play with more, because even in season 1, I think it was 2, where he was like in the sushi place and he could hear the voices of cutting it off.
Yep.
Oh man, it's like, now I feel so bad for Aquaman.
My only problem with that is the fact that, like, I just wish they didn't make him so like pseudo sexual, like, for everything. Like, he's he's so amphibious sexually, like he's getting actually turned on watching the octopus. I don't know if that was the same octopus, but he was getting turned.
I think it was. That's why.
He was like, that's my friend.
Right.
But it was so funny. Oh, jerk me off with your 8 arms.
I only have 2. Like, like that's a little too much for me, but I get what they're doing.
I thought it was funny.
No, people are he was saying how he gets a lot of hate mail from people saying, oh, you're making fun of Aquaman. I'm like, dude, literally Peacemaker also made fun of Aquaman. So it's like, you can't hate on the boys when DC is doing it themselves, which I hated that scene as well.
How it's hating on Aquaman, but to me, I think that, and I think I pissed off Dante with this, but I think the Deep is the most real, like, Aquaman you can get. Like, you're hearing all the fish, and there's sushi restaurants, there's people cutting up things, and it's like, you never see that with Aquaman. And he has gills. It makes him a little more. I thought this is way better.
Well, I thought Jeff Johns in the Aquaman run, he has actually addressed that a few times, because like there's I think it was the first issue where he went to a seafood restaurant and everybody's like, oh, sorry, Aquaman. And they're like, it's okay, it's a part of life. And he's like, and then he also explains, like, I don't talk to fish. I hear I send them signals, and it's kind of like mind control in some sense, like that. And Jeff Johns has kind of cleaned up. Jeff Johns has kind of cleaned up Aquaman a bit for what it's worth. But I get what you're saying about the Deep being the deepest version of Aquaman. But I just wish they didn't make him as corny. But I know it's not the boys' existence is not. The Boyz is tearing. They're going after everybody, like Zack Snyder, Winter Soldier, the Russo brothers. They even had Charlize Theron, which was so funny, like doing Stormfront, because I was like, wait, is that? And I was like, is that? And I was like, she looks like a discount Charlize Theron, and I'm like, come to find out that was legit her. I'm like, wait, would she really be in a Marvel? Because she cameos Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So like to
I
have
saw it and
her
watched
playing exactly like the same, almost the same kind of look and character. I'm like, wow, she getting all that money
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah,
it's very interesting how meta some of that, even like the Deep with his fake crying, doing an Amber Heard type of thing. He was like, you know, he's like, yeah, about my bio, like that. Shout outs to Billy Zane
Yeah.
for his cameo as well, being the religious leader. That was hella funny.
So how about Black Noir too, man? Because I don't know if you guys know the ending of the comic. Heads up,
definitely.
spoiler.
Yeah, I think you can throw this one out here now, because it's like I don't think there's no way that they're gonna make it the same as the comic. So go ahead, JJ. What is the big reveal of Black Noir in the comic books?
So in the comic books, we find out, and again, I never actually read the whole comic books. I just know the story. I know I had to throw that in there. I'm still reading the comic books, but people spoiled it. But Black Noir, clone of Homelander, or is it the opposite way now? Yeah, he's clone. Big reveal: his mask is off. He's Homelander. Yeah. We see now in the Boyz, it's not Homelander, which is freaking cool. I like it. It gives a new depth. And now whoever spoiled that to me, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because the whole thing was Black Noir in the comics was made as the contingency plan to keep Homelander in mind. But the problem was, because he was a default version, he was a defunct version of Homelander, he was kind of crazy. And so he would do all these wild, crazy stuff. And, he couldn't talk or anything like that. And he was going around, doing horrible things to women and babies. And there was all these photos that were being taken. And that drove the original Homelander crazy in the comics, because that was the whole thing, was like Butcher. So the videotape of the airplane is essentially the leverage in the show. But in the comics, it was photos, explicit photos of babies being torn apart by male members of the family and shit. I'm sorry, about sexually getting torn apart. And it was disgusting, but Homelander couldn't remember any of this, but he knew if that leaked, his career would be over. But it was actually, Black Noir doing all that.
Noir.
And who who could actually speak, but because they had the same voice, he couldn't speak. Give away, So he
could barely speak. He was like mummified. He was like,
no, he talked at the end of the comic.
In the comic.
Yeah, but he could barely, just barely. If I remember correctly, he was like he was like be a good boy.
I thought I saw the end and he did talk. Did he?
I think he was like,
you're right.
Be a good boy.
Right.
Yeah. And he was laughing. He was like, he was like really weird. And then if I recall, but I think Homelander ended up killing him, and then after that, spoiler, but Butcher ended up killing him with his powers. So
then
and that's a huge. Well, I feel like everything is going to be different with the Boyz, because it's like that's a huge difference, if I recall, because V24, I believe in the comics is, once you took it, it was permanent. I think
permanent.
It was permanent once you took it. It was where. So with the show, they're changing it up where it's only 24 hours. So
I like all of the Boyz. Or is it though? Because now Butcher took it and he's still feeling the effects the whole time. I'm worried, because I'm like, I hope he's not.
No, I believe that's him. What do you call it? Where you're flushing your system out. That's not rehab, but the other thing.
Detoxing.
I think that was him.
I got a bit of a lag.
Yeah, when he's throwing up on Huey, I think that was him detoxing, getting all the poison out of his system like that.
No, for sure. But then the last scene, didn't he have laser eyes?
I think that was in his head. I'm guessing, because at that time it might have been already more than 24 hours. So I'm just predicting that might have been in his head.
Well, that's what I mean. Is I think it was over 24 hours, and then you see him like going with lasers in the mirror.
Really? I think that's in his head.
Is it 24 hours?
Wait, what are you talking? Are you talking about when he was in the bathroom? When he was in the bathroom and Homelander, Ryan was like, "Are you okay, Homelander?"
Yeah.
That was earlier.
Yeah.
I know what you guys are saying, but no. I think that was all within the 24-hour span where when he when he throws up on Huey, that was him basically being done with the process. I don't think he has the powers.
I feel like there was one more scene after the throwing up, wasn't there?
No, that was it. That was their last scene.
Yeah, that was the last scene. He was like, because Huey was like, "What the fuck?" And then it just goes to credits like that.
No. There's one more scene after that. It was the Homelander.
It was the Homelander Starlight hashtag Homelight.
We all got COVID brain. Damn.
This is the problem when they drop 3 episods on the same day. Like it's all a blur.
It all becomes
all I remember is the dick thing. So it's like, you but
you would.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. Like I was still trying to figure out why are you aiming for the prostate through the like that section? It's usually through the booty hole, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's like
I was like, that's kind of
that
weird.
Scene though. I hate that scene. It's so funny, but at the same time, it's like, really, when are you gonna stop? He's like going through the freaking penis cave, all the big fucking. It's like, Jesus.
I'm gonna rock your dick.
And then when he went, I was like, oh no, he needs to get out of there right now. He needs to just go back out. He was like, I was like, dude, just back out. You already sneezed once. So like,
that was great. No, it was.
But the funny thing is, it makes sense that he would expand, and even when he did it, I was thinking Ant-Man. But it wasn't, because I was so focused on how gross it was that it didn't dawn on me that he was going to go up and explode him. So the directing, the timing of everything of the boys is just fucking amazing.
It was great. So just wrapping up this conversation, so we Homelander, Homelight, that's the whole thing now, right now. It's like, and we see that essentially both Huey and Starlight agree that they were trying to play this game, but they're just being played anyway. So now we gotta strongly go in here and just, sometimes we're gonna have to sully ourselves to get some sort of justice. And you see that with Homelight, you see that with Starlight. She's like, you know what, whatever, let me just kiss this dude and play the game. I'm sure something's gonna happen to her old crush. Like, I think he's probably the one. Like, I don't know if Homelander's going to do it, but our Black Noir's going to do it. But somebody, I have a feeling that he's about to get molested or something like that down the line.
Something's going to happen bad to him.
Why molested?
Because in the comics, Soldier Boy was that. So Soldier Boy was infamous to essentially banging Homelander. And Homelander wasn't gay, but he liked the idea that it was just a manipulation thing. So Soldier Boy's whole thing in the comics was the fact that he wanted to be in the 7. And so every year there was this orgy that would go on called Superpalooza. Herogasm, thank you. And so Homelander would just bang the shit out of Soldier Boy, and every time he'd be like, "So you'll talk to Vought about getting me into 7?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Fuck.
And after that, and so then he would go up and like tear planes apart. It was some crazy stuff, dude. He was doing some crazy things. Anyways,
sorry, one thing real quick. One is when I was looking up the Boys and giving it 10 out of 10 on IMDb. I noticed that there's an episode coming up called Herogasm.
Oh boy!
So we might have that.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't think they're doing that with they're definitely having Jason Ackles play the whole Captain America Winter Soldier story thing, but I think essentially they're replacing Soldier Boy's comic story with this dude. I forgot his name, but whatever, because he's a Bible thumper and blah
Backstreet
blah blah.
Boy.
Yeah. And then like he's a boy band, and as if anybody knows, if you're in a boy band in Japan, you probably have to do some of that, that service. So
jeez.
So I think
you're right.
Down the line, I think that's what's about to happen. So
but we didn't see Soldier Boy die on screen yet.
Oh no, he's definitely
there's a
coming
lot.
back.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So you don't think he's dead then?
No. In the trailer, you actually see him come back Winter Soldier style.
Yeah. The actor actually talked about it on some podcast, because he said he had to grow out like this massive beard. Because he's saying that he had to grow out a massive beard for it. You know,
Okay.
because he's been, he kind of spoiled the show in the interview.
I mean, but when you see that,
I didn't pay
like
attention.
it's just so funny to like you see like he's totally trying to be like a goofy, like a more parody version of Chris Evans Captain America. He's like, you know, ma'am, you'd smile if you could smile more, and that's a whole thing that has pissed off women and feminists a lot about, like, you know, you'd be nice, you would look nicer if you smiled more. People hate that line.
Yeah.
Because
that
no, that was the whole thing with Miss Marvel. Was like when Miss Marvel was coming out, people were like, oh, you should try smiling more, and so they were like, why does she need to smile like that? So I do like the actress who played young Mallory. I thought whoever that was did a really good job.
Amazing acting.
Right? In the short time she had out there, I think she did a great job there. So
yeah. And one quick thing too.
Yeah.
For a question for you. Sorry, the delay keeps cutting you guys off. I'm not doing that, by the way. But in season 2, we had a lot of new stuff, right? And they've covered a lot so far in those 3 episodes. But the girl that left the mental hospital, all those guys, I'm hoping they come back, but
maybe.
Nothing so far.
That's a good point. And actually, side note, so you know, Mallory, is it Mallory? Now I'm getting it confused. Mallory is the CIA agent, right?
Yes.
And then Madeline. Okay, so Madeline's kid was actually in the orphanage. So
was she?
Yeah. So Madeline, remember that little boy that was like phasing back and forth and everything, and then he pointed at the TV? That was Madeline's kid.
Oh.
That was because they use his full name. And I forgot Madeline's last name, but they call her by her last name. That totally went over my head as well until somebody pointed it out, is that's actually Madeline's kid. So that's what happened.
That's cool.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And then the girl, we have no idea, right? That was hitchhiking after she got out.
Right. I don't know. I don't know where.
The girl that looks like 11.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was 11. Yeah.
It does.
And then giant dick guy has to come back.
Yeah. Oh, the sausage, whatever the
I
Russian
vaguely
guy
remember that.
The Russian.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna probably be because now they're going to Russia, and so I think they're gonna do that storyline, because
that's what I thought.
They said Little Nina, I was like, they're gonna go to Russia,
right?
Because I remember from the comics,
right?
In there,
but he'd have to escape all the way back to Russia for that to happen. So.
Maybe
that'd be too much storyline, I feel.
Does he want to go to Russia? Right, that's the real question, you know.
Unless they do like some like off-screen things where somehow they got him back or something.
Something like that. I mean,
if they decide to, you know.
Yeah, there's a few plot points. Like, what happened to the baby from the first season? Is that baby gone? Remember the one with the laser eyes?
The baby?
Butcher. Remember Butcher was using.
Did you watch the animated show?
No.
Oh, so they actually explained
it was
the
good,
baby,
right?
Yeah, they actually talk about that baby. The baby actually got.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Because the baby actually got adopted by the freaking vault worker, because they were going to kill the baby because it couldn't control his power. But him and the baby kind of had a relationship. So that's when the baby escaped, and they were like, the baby was killing all those people.
Oh,
so
really?
That they did like in the old Looney Tunes style, right? The first episode.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
I forgot that's the baby. Yeah. They did it really
so that's
good.
what happened to the baby.
Director,
so the baby has a
Rick and Morty did one too. That was really good.
Oh my gosh, that's
funny.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
Some
all right.
really good.
Let me see. I think that's pretty much. I think we covered all the main bases and everything. So we saw Black Noir's face, right? And he's definitely, he's black. So which is kind of funny. A-Train is doing his whole back to the people thing.
Reinventing himself.
I'm so glad that everybody's calling him out on that shit. They're like, nah, that shit look whack. Like that whole back to my roots type of thing. I don't know
losing his powers.
Yeah, I don't know where that's gonna play off, but that's also a big wrestling thing.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, as JJ and I both know, that's a huge thing with pro wrestlers because of all the steroid uses that they have heart attacks. Eddie Guerrero died brushing his teeth like that.
Yeah,
so
wasn't there like a freaking bodybuilder that died recently?
That just
Cold-
happened.
Cold?
Yep,
Was it
yep,
Cold?
that-
Cold?
yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
I didn't
You're right.
hear that.
Yeah. The Mr. Olympia. Yeah.
He was Olympia, yeah. He
Oh
was on
shit! Well, a lot of them died quick.
Yeah, and he was only like 42 or 44 or something. You know?
Yep.
He was
So-
still,
Yeah,
like,
they all
so
die quick.
muscular
It's
and shit,
bad.
but it's all those supplements and steroids
Yep.
and just,
I'm sure it's
You know.
happening with A-Train. Like, I can't imagine he's gonna last too much longer, like that. But
that's interesting.
you know, so I guess that's the 7 now. Wait, did they even address Black Noir at all? Like,
Oh,
No, they did not.
he's
Another
still
thing
in
is-
the 7, right? So yeah, it's
yeah,
like
yeah. He's just
Black
out of
Noir,
commission. But so
Homefront,
is Maeve. We
May,
didn't see Maeve at all.
right. Well, no, she
Yeah.
was she gave Butcher the information.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's the informant. So it's Black Noir, Queen
Noir.
Maeve, Homelander, Starlight, the Deep,
A-Train.
A-Train, and then the new guy,
They did
right?
that. Supersonic.
Yeah.
Supersonic. That's his. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. So I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So we can.
And
So
what
we'll
a
see.
lame member.
We'll see. Well, the next episode is coming up this Friday. Yeah, we don't even know his powers, right? Like he's just like
he's strong.
Yeah.
that's it, right?
I think it's
Like-
something to do with
What?
supersonic. So Sonic is something to do with sound.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's singing, right, in a boy
Yeah.
band, and that's what he kept
maybe
promoting.
that's
So maybe
his-
he has some singing. Maybe he
Oh,
does
that would-
something like
Whack. Ooh.
makes like young girls go so then that's what could
Oh,
tie
that's-
into the Homelander thing.
I actually wonder if in Hero Gasm, if that's exactly what's going to happen. Like it's going to be this really
Yeah, right.
odd thing of like Queen Maeve. Like, you know, like I'm thinking about Spartacus, where there were scenes in Spartacus where the slaves had to like essentially sleep with each other and perform acts in front of the host and everything, even though some of them were
yes.
married and everything. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like, but you know, his wife was getting passed around too. But
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like if Amazon really was going to go that far, it'd be something like that with Queen Maeve, Starlight, Supersonic, and then Homelander just kind of getting off on manipulating all of them like that, or like
For a whole hour.
yeah, no, not a whole hour, but it might be it just might be one of those things of like because we already
might
saw the whole Netflix parody that they were doing with young Starlight with the tween dancing all sexual and shit, and you know she's like gripping with all that, you know how far is Starlight gonna go and put up with this? But if you're telling me Hero Gasm is gonna happen, I'm assuming that.
Well, it's titled Hero Gasm.
But I'm
Yeah.
assuming Homelander is going to be
Yeah.
planning something to push it as far as he can. So that might be the next big thing. Who knows? You know, I definitely feel like something sexual is going to happen to Supersonic. Like it's just the way they're building him up is they're just gonna like Homelander's gonna do something to destroy him, dude. Because he was like, "No, I'll be there. I got your back," and you know you're gonna be taking back shots. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so JJ, what are you doing on YouTube recently? Or are you doing anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm uploading my comedy vids
okay.
and then uploading some reactions and kind of introducing people to different parts of Japanese comedy.
Good. Tyrone?
Yeah.
Me personally, well, I'm not doing much on YouTube. I write online sometimes on Medium, and I'm hoping to release a short story collection at the end of the summer if I stop being lazy and finish these stories. I have 2 more stories to complete. And I also have an artist to draw the cover for me, so I'll let you guys know when that's complete.
Nice.
Complete. Yeah. But
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds
about you,
like
Aka?
a plan. Everything. They know what's up. They know what's going on. We'll try to. Well, I was gonna say we'll try to figure out when they get all of us together for the next Boyz episode. Like I want to figure out when they're gonna really actually start scheduling it properly. Like if they drop it if they drop it instead of a 12 o'clock drop and they do a 9 o'clock drop America time, that works fine for me on a Friday. But you know, when they do it like midnight like that, it's a little difficult for I think you and others. But we'll try to get it all together so we can all watch it, and so Tyrone and I can watch the American version as well. So uncensored dick pics, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yep. And then of course you guys got Cobra Kai as well. Like I know you guys really enjoyed reacting to that.
September,
it was fun.
Is it in September? Is that when it's going on?
The coke-filled karate show.
yeah. I feel like it's September, so yeah.
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
That's pretty quick, actually.
Damn.
For
it is
show.
pretty quick.
Yeah, that's really quick.
For Netflix too.
But I think they filmed both of them back to back.
Right? That's probably why.
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
That's probably why. Cobra Kai. Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So, all right, guys. So make sure you guys check out both of their social media and everything. And we'll, like I said, we'll try to get all the boys together for the next episode of The Boys when they start scheduling things out a little bit more. Is Herogasm is the next episode?
Or no, I think it was one after.
Okay, that's fine. That works for me.
Keep talking.
Let's get everybody together for Herogasm. That's the goal, guys. That's the goal. Non-stop to Herogasm, baby. 2022.
NFT.
Yeah. NFTs, what? Yeah. All right, we're out of here, guys. Peace.
All right, thank you.
Well, let me look up.